This was the 17th meeting of the Cooperation Council between the European Union and the Republic of Kazakhstan. We had a very constructive meeting with Kazakhstan Foreign Minister Tleuberdi. We exchanged views on a wide range of issues, including sensitive ones, in a very open and constructive atmosphere. The Cooperation Council confirmed the mutual commitment in further strengthening bilateral relations. The EU looks forward to the first official visit of President Tokayev to Brussels mid-February. The Cooperation Council welcomed the adoption today by the Foreign Affairs Council on the Council decision on the conclusion of the EU-Kazakhstan Enhanced Partnership and Cooperation Agreement, signed 5 years ago. Our agreement, which has now been ratified by all EU member states and the European Parliament, will fully enter into force on 1st March this year. In the framework of the EPCA, bilateral cooperation between Kazakhstan and the European Union has progressed steadily through our many exchanges in cooperation committees, cooperation councils, subcommittees, and dialogues. The full ratification of the agreement has therefore been an important priority to further strengthen our cooperation in areas which to date have not been subject to the provisional application of the agreement, such as cooperation which falls under the competence of EU member states, in particular common foreign and security policy. I am happy to take stock of bilateral trade issues today, given the importance of the EU and Kazakhstan for each other in this area, and also because we have a number of positive developments to report since the last meeting of the Cooperation Council. We welcomed the launch in June 2019 of a high-level platform for dialogue between the Kazakhstan government and the EU on economic and business matters, so-called business platform, chaired by the Prime Minister Mamin. The platform acknowledges the importance of the EU in Kazakhstan external trade. We very much expect that this framework of discussion will contribute to attract more investment in Kazakhstan. According to our statistics, 2018 has been an excellent year in terms of trade and investment flows between the EU and Kazakhstan. EU exports to Kazakhstan reached 5.8 billion euro and increased by 14%, and Kazakhstan exports to the EU reached 20.8 billion euro and increased by 18%. As a result, Kazakhstan is the EU's first trading partner in Central Asia, representing 86% of total EU trade with Central Asia countries, and the EU is by far Kazakhstan's first trading partner overall, representing 40% of the total Kazakh trade. The EU congratulated Kazakhstan for the ratification on 4th January 2020 of its agreement with the Council of Europe on immunities and privileges of the representative of the GRECO, the anti-corruption monitoring body of the Council of Europe. The EU looks forward to the 12th WTO Ministerial Conference, which Kazakhstan will host in June. It will be an important milestone for the multilateral trading system, but also a great occasion to bring many stakeholders together to discuss bilateral and Central Asia trade and investment issues of relevance to Kazakhstan. We are certain it will be a very successful trade week in Nur-Sultan. This meeting of the Cooperation Council also provided an opportunity to reinforce political dialogue. The Cooperation Council addressed issues of good governance, the promotion and protection of human rights, and engagement with civil society. Our last human rights dialogue took place in Nur-Sultan in November 2019. We welcome Kazakhstan's continued readiness to engage in open and frank discussions on human rights issues. In particular, we welcome Kazakhstan's announcement to introduce a new public assembly law and other reform steps, including simplifying the process for creating political parties and decriminalization of Article 130 and Article 174 of the Criminal Code. Kazakhstan's intention to start procedure to join the second optional protocol to the International Covenant of Civil and Political Rights was also welcomed. In the area of education, we welcome Kazakhstan's excellent participation in the Erasmus Plus program. Under Erasmus Plus, 115 million euros have been earmarked for cooperation with Central Asia. Funds ensure the short-term mobility of close to 7,400 students and staff between Europe and Central Asia. Nearly 60% of these exchanges involve Kazakhstan, 4,200 mobilities. Mobility and training of researchers is another important area of cooperation between the EU and Kazakhstan, funded by the Marie Sklodowska-Curie actions of Horizon 2020. To date, Kazakhstan has received an EU contribution of 302,000 euros from Horizon 2020. Highlighting that the Commission has identified the implementation of a new European Green Deal as one of its top priorities, the Cooperation Council welcomed Kazakhstan's national strategy towards a green economy and its ambition 2050 energy targets, which aim to have 50% of electricity generation from renewables. The EU stands ready to help Kazakhstan with its green transformation. The EU expressed appreciation for Kazakhstan's support for the European Union strategy for Central Asia. We discussed key aspects of the implementation of the EU Central Asia strategy and took stock of progress in the different regional initiatives. Thank you.